We got people in the
Oh,
chat are like,
look
oh
at,
my
look at, look at, look
god.
at. Oh my
Oh,
God. People ain't happy.
no. No, they're not.
I'll tell you what, whenever they started, they did a hell of a job, y'all. I'm Lonnie.
I mean, malicious.
We're Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee, who is going to be having a Detective Comics number 1000 event, midnight release party Tuesday night, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And we may just be there, but we are here to talk about what is quite possibly one of the neatest endings. Oh my God, it looks like our camera is not quite good.
Not quite.
Ha!
Huzzah!
Did I fix it?
It looks better.
It looks better. It doesn't look perfect. Um, we're supposed to be 1080p. This is episode number 130 of The Spoiling Dead. Season 9,
Whew,
episode
sorry,
15,
y'all.
The Calm Before, and next episode is called The Storm. Next episode is going to have some snow. It's going to have a blizzard, and we alluded to that. Snow's the big story. That's pretty much the only thing that happened in this episode was the snow.
Stop. Can't.
We lost 10 individuals in this episode. Spoilers ahead if you have not yet.
They have already started.
The cats have started. Okay,
Oh, wow.
so I'm going to pull up, because I know that we've probably already got like an online review, a list of names, because I don't want to get, this is one of those things, there's a
There
lot
was
of,
some main cast and there was like background characters.
yeah,
And so you don't know everyone's name.
yeah, just letting y'all know, I'm telling y'all, major spoilers. We had 10 people die tonight. We're going to cover every one of them. So
Yep.
I actually, because look, here's the thing. The episode was supposed to end. It was scheduled to end at 10 o'clock. It didn't end until 10:20.
Yeah.
That was a curveball by AMC.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen them do that before.
I haven't either.
Because I was expecting 10 o'clock. I was like, oh, God, we're going to have to wait till next week.
Mm-hmm.
10:05 came, 10:10 came, 10:15 came, and then we got it. Um, yeah, so, whew, man, this episode.
They're Tina's complaining about them not doing Talking Dead right after and doing Badlands.
Well, you know what? That's good for us because people are going to come and watch
right?
our review.
You got us.
And look, it's a business perspective from AMC standpoint. Of course, after the week before the season finale, they know you want to see, coming up next week, and they've got Into the Badlands popping up, and they're going to try to transfer that Walking Dead audience over to Into the Badlands. But to be totally honest, I've never watched Into the Badlands, and I don't have
Look,
any desire to start now.
I really like that sort of thing. So, but I've never watched it.
I'm pulling up.
Betty said she's dying, but she's here. I'm sorry you're dying. I hate to see your demise. I kind of like you.
Hollywood Reporter. This is I want to give credit to what we're pulling this from.
Okay.
Of course, we know that. Okay, so
Definitely, David. He said it was the first episode in a while that's had him like edge of his seat.
yeah, we knew it was coming, and but
We've been waiting on it.
I was thinking at 10 o'clock like the episode was gonna end, and we were gonna have to wait till next week. I was like, man, AMC's been screwing with us all week, saying Red Wedding moment and all this.
Oh no.
Okay, so this is everybody. Tara is dead. She was the new leader of the Hilltop. She's dead.
Yeah.
Enid. I was surprised at Enid. Now, the behind the scenes stuff, they talked like she was just getting ready to move to Los Angeles. And they said that was like what Carl did before he died, so that was like a red flag. But I really didn't think they were, because they've got a lot of stories from the comic they're not going to be able to tell now because they killed her.
Yep.
And speaking of stories they're not going to be able to tell from the comic book, Henry died. That was the big reveal.
Fuck, that killed me.
Honest to God, I expected it.
God.
I expected it to be Ezekiel, but then when they showed Ezekiel being told by Lydia, "Hey, I can't find Henry," I was like, "Oh, they're not gonna do that."
As soon as she said that, I was like, they took him.
That sucked.
I was like,
And look,
no.
I'm number one. Like I wasn't a huge fan of Henry, but we're actually seeing next episode. There is some straight up. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be real. The the whole thing with Henry Carol.
Yeah.
Um, Daryl had her. It really kind of invoked the memory of when Sophia died in season two. She
I
experienced.
just felt so bad because, can I tell you, that was worse than one of them dying? It really was. She's already been through so much. I just hated to see her go through something like that
I
again.
expected to see. I expected to see either Carol or Ezekiel die tonight. They threw a curveball and killed Henry. I think that was worse.
It was. I she has come so far with like everything she's been through, and I really thought it was going to be her because, like you had been saying, they referenced her hair again. And I was like, no, this is going to be it. This is going, and it was.
Especially when she said goodbye to Ezekiel, and you just knew they did a horrible
Said
job
it
throwing
was
curveballs. This
Henry, and I was like, that's just not even fair.
I wasn't expecting it because I thought they had so many stories to tell, and God, there's no telling any aside from just the whispers being around, any resemblance of this show had to the comic book is out the window now. You're not going to have Henry to tell Carl's stories from the comic.
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel died in the comic. Carol is not alive in the comic. Hasn't been since the prison. Daryl doesn't exist in the comic. Never did. Never will. Um, oh yeah. Let's continue the list because we're not.
As soon as Daryl went running to Carol, I knew it had to be Henry. Oh yeah, I knew then. I was like, holy crap. Well, I knew when they couldn't find him that, like, there was something wrong there.
Tammy Rose, played by Grace Under Fire veteran Brett Butler.
Mm-hmm.
She died.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you, her husband is not going to take that news very well.
No,
because
he's
they
gonna have
just
hard
lost
time.
their son.
Mm-hmm.
Like last season, or just not long ago. Um,
You know why she got killed? She's taking care of that baby. Alpha saw her with that baby.
Yeah.
And that's why.
You kind of figured that was coming when she looked over and saw her. Alpha snuck in to the kingdom, killed somebody, scalped a woman, put her scalp with hair with a hat on top of it. I honestly expected at one point while Alpha was walking around for like some blood to trickle down and her just wipe it real quick before anybody saw it. That would have been a hell of a little touch. But I think she knows how to be careful and
Oh, I'm
scout
sure
somebody.
she's got it down to fucking science.
She probably like maybe burnt the inside of it or something to make sure it didn't do that.
Let's see.
Um,
Betty, I can't remember the one girl that you were trying to figure out if she was the same person from the previous episode, and she was the potential love interest. They had just introduced, I guess, the Whisperers arc. So I guess she's talking about.
we're going
Yeah.
through it. Yeah, we're going through this. Like I said, courtesy of Hollywood. I think Hollywood Reporter. Yeah, she died. All the Highwaymen are dead. They didn't last but a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Those were some cool guys, and they never got their movie.
Yep.
That sucks. I mean, I feel bad just for that.
I feel bad for that, but at the same time, when the doctor was telling everyone what happened because he was there, he witnessed it.
Sadiq, yeah.
Yeah. He was like, but let me tell you, like, the story I want you to know, and how they came in and was helping these people that they didn't even know, really. And, some people knew each other, some people didn't. And, they fought for each other like family.
Tell me real quick. Do you think that really happened?
What do you mean, do I think that?
Do you think his story really happened, or do you
Yes.
think he fabricated some of it to try to bring everybody together?
No.
You think that really happened? Okay.
Mhm.
I mean,
Do
I
you?
think yes, but it
Mhm.
wouldn't surprise me if later that was a point of contention where they found out somehow
Yeah.
that everybody just died.
Yeah.
Um, because I don't think, honestly, if they had fought back like that, I don't think they would have left him alive to tell the story.
No. She wanted to make a point. That woman's crazy.
She is.
Of course she left him alive.
The Highwaymen, other lesser known casualties.
Yeah, like the teenage girl that was giving what's her face Lydia a hard time. She was killed, and then that redheaded girl that Henry spoke to that I'd never seen.
Hold on, I need to
And that
look
guy's
here,
friend.
make sure on something.
David says Carol or the King deserve to kill Alpha.
Uh, I know if they go at all by the way the comics
They're yeah.
do, I know how Alpha's gonna die, and it's trust me, it's gonna be a very satisfying death. Um, okay, so I'm looking. I'm having issues here. I don't want a lot of dead air, but like talk about your. I mean, seriously, the it was this episode was more than that. There was a lot of lead up. It was it,
Oh, the fair was great.
yeah.
The happy parts were great. Um, they all signed their little peace treaty or whatever you want to call it, and Michonne let Gabriel sign because she felt like he was more, the leader of the council or whatever, so he should sign it, and that was great. Eugene was in the dunk tank, which is pretty funny.
If y'all, oh, they also had the thing where him and Rosita sat there and worked on that ham radio,
I was
which is gonna
fixing to say,
play into the story.
him and Rosita, they're kind of working out the friendship a little better, because they ain't been on the best of terms lately. And she sat down and was helping him with the ham radio. Because, he said it'd be nice to just talk to each other.
Yep.
And it's true, instead of writing, however long it takes to each place just to send a message, it'd be great if they all had, the radio or whatever. Um, what else?
Um,
Sadiq almost told uh, Michonne about Rosita being pregnant.
here's the thing. Here's the full list.
Okay.
Um, Ozzy, who was one of the highwaymen, his
Mm-hmm.
lieutenant Alec, former saviors Frankie and DJ,
Mm-hmm.
Tammy Rose, Addie, Rodney, Enid, Tara. I guess that's in order of importance.
Yeah.
And Henry. Now here's the thing. It really messed me up because you didn't get 100. A Walker face
Mm-hmm.
is not quite
Yeah, they had
perfect.
decomposed a lot, and it was
So
kind of hard
well,
to.
you had to kind of get an idea.
Yeah.
I was really I was kind of thrown off a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because whenever they showed Tara, I thought that she was Rosita,
I did for a second, and
and
then
it
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 clicked.
messed me up because Rosita's pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and Rosita was killed in the comic, pregnant.
Oh
That
wow.
was major, and I was thinking that they did that, and whenever it said Tara died, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of threw me off because with some of the faces Walker-fied,
Mm-hmm.
basically decomposed and not quite looking. Yeah, I thought that she was Rosita.
I did it first glance, and then and I was like, no, and then I realized, no, that's Tara, which sucks. Like she was really trying to lead and come into her own, and she's another one that's had a lot of struggles. You know.
For whatever reason, our dang camera is not. Well, there it goes. It cleared up.
Say it
It's
looks okay
it's
on
having
stream.
our camera's having a time. It's focusing in and out,
Yeah,
and I'm not really sure why. But anyway,
it's been overworked this weekend.
it has been. So like I'm yeah, of course Henry was the big one, and everybody was
Mm-hmm.
expecting Ezekiel, just because he was the big reveal in the comics. Of course they did. They changed it up, but it's gonna be
It's gonna be interesting to see what else they do now. It's like you said, he was basically playing Carl's part in the storyline, and now he's not.
Well, they
You know?
left Lydia alive. It's going to be weird to see how she's now a real loner. She
Yeah.
basically went there with Henry.
Yeah.
Now what does she do?
Mhm.
It doesn't seem like there's anybody her age there who's worth a damn.
Well, and I mean, and they killed like some of the people her age. You
Yeah.
know.
Now the only ones
Uh,
that are left are
no main
like
cast members.
one or two of those guys.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
Or anybody
Um,
that they've actually focused on.
I could
Um,
see Carol and Ezekiel though taking her in.
yes.
So
In Henry's memory.
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Like
So I know.
I'm really I was kind of thrown off that they didn't end the episode at the border.
Mhm.
Instead, they went back to the fair, let things calm down a little bit.
Mhm.
I really thought that would be the end of because that was the way the comic issue ended.
Right.
And like Michonne asked Rick, oh, "What do we do now?" And that was it.
Yeah.
And but here they actually go back to the fair. They Sadiq stands up and tells everybody what happened,
Mhm.
and then it even shows Lydia at the border wall, setting her little necklace pendant there,
Mhm.
and at Henry's marker. Oh God!
Yeah.
And that was it. So I
And well,
really.
it showed snow.
Oh yeah. There.
Yeah.
That was the reasoning, I think, is they
That-
wanted
yeah.
you to know snow was coming.
Yeah.
Winter
Yeah,
is
because,
coming.
Alpha, it's going to be a hard winter when she was talking to the king, and I was like,
Well, he had no reason to think that things were
I
amiss.
know, but it was just overly cheesy
That
for my
that was
taste.
her
And I was
going out of her way to be like that, and then
Mhm.
you were like, oh, really? You had to do that because
Yeah.
that was kind of irresponsible on her part. You would think you would want to lay as low and not come across as creepy.
She's fucking crazy though. That's why she did that. Oh,
Oh,
my
I
God.
knew. I had a feeling that Henry was gone when the seat was empty next to her during the movie. And even more so when instead of Henry sitting down next to her, Alpha sits down next to her. So you knew Henry was at least in some
That
trouble.
was fucking weird. That whole, ugh.
Oh yeah, like crazy woman. Like really, especially right there at the end when she just realized that Lydia wasn't going to go back with her,
Yeah.
and she just had her hands on her and was like, "My daughter." I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
"Oh
fucking
yeah,
weird.
you need to go now."
Right.
That's like somebody that we would run into during our after con dinners.
Shut up. I don't even want to bring that up.
But this is, this is a really awesome episode. It was, even the lead up, like, a lot of times I'm like, oh God, the lead up. No, the lead up did a hell of a
It
job.
was really good.
Like, it was like, about the time Daryl and them got captured
Yeah.
by the Whispers, and they showed Alpha takes Daryl. They really rushed through that, but they did what they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
She takes Daryl off, lets him look off into this huge ravine,
Mm-hmm.
and there's what, probably 30, 40,000 walkers.
God, it was.
I mean, it was a crowd. It was like enough to fill a football stadium, and they're just milling about. And she's like, "Hey, pretty much, if y'all screw with us, we're gonna lead these guys right across the border into your towns." And they're like, "Well, okay." So then
Okay,
Daryl leaves.
See you later.
That's exactly what happens in the comic.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've gone over this like every week. And then on top of that, they leave, and then they find Sadiq tied up, and then Sadiq's like, he's like can't even
He
talk.
can't even talk because he's so traumatized by everything, and I can't imagine witnessing the whole thing because
David said she stabbed her own guy in the head out of a fit of rage. Here's
She did.
here's what happened. If you read the comic, it explains it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a fit of rage. In the TV show, she's standing there, tears. She doesn't have her mask on.
Mm-hmm.
Beta walks up to her, and she looks over at Beta. I need to be alone. She's crying over letting Lydia go. She's crazy, but
Mm-hmm.
in some weird, twisted way, she cares. Oh, I lost my daughter. Beta leaves, and she looks over and sees this dude, and he's like sitting there holding like a dead bird. He's like, I guess, hunting or getting ready to clean it. And she's like, come here. So he walks over,
Mm-hmm.
and then she, right in the head. In the comics, this is what happened. And I think
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing, but they did a little, not as good job explaining it. Um, Same thing. Can I
Mm-hmm.
be left alone, Beta? Sure, he leaves. The other person is wandering around out in the woods,
Mm-hmm.
see her crying. He walks up to her and says, oh, Alpha, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm good. Leave me alone. He's like, okay. He's like, if other people see you crying, they'll think you're weak. And you
Ah,
need you
okay.
need to, like, your secret's safe with me. I'm good. And she was like,
Pretty much.
that's what happened. He saw her crying. She can't have somebody. She's alpha.
Yeah.
She's got to be strong. She trusts Beta.
Right.
And so he's like the right hand man that is going to do anything she
That
wants.
makes sense
Because he
now.
could easily take over. That
Yeah.
was always the thing in the comics. He could easily take over anytime he wants. But she sees this other person that she definitely does not trust because she
Mm-hmm.
knows, hey, if this guy sees me crying, he's going to go back. Also, Alpha crying. She's not fit to lead, and somebody's going to challenge her. And we all know how she feels about challengers.
Mm-hmm.
So that was her snuffing it out before
It even got
we ever
spread.
had an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just, it makes you think, yeah, she killed him in a fit of rage, but going by the comics and just having that extra facet of
Mm-hmm.
storytelling to go with it, that's what really happened. Yep, he witnessed her crying. You can't witness Alpha crying; she will kill you. So, yep.
Same with me. No, I'm just kidding.
Um, she said she can't hear because a phone call came in, so just keep watching for
Oh,
reviews.
yeah, yeah.
Yay!
She's the
Okay.
best.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much it. What do you want to give this episode?
An 11.
Yeah, this one gets an 11 because,
11.
it was what I was saying about the time they got captured. I started with this a while ago and got sidetracked.
Mm-hmm.
But about the time they got captured, it turned nighttime, and you started seeing the walkers that she had, and you just knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. And then when we hit about the 10:05
Mm-hmm.
time, and I was like, oh, they're going to do this tonight. My heartbeat went from like normal to like, 3,000
Holy
beats a minute.
shit,
It
I
was like,
know.
dunk, 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 dunk. And I was just like, oh, God, it's coming. And it did. It hit. So, yeah, totally 11. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I guess that's going to be it for tonight. We have been going for, we've been going for almost half an hour. So this was a super episode
It
tonight.
was. It
And
was
thus
really good.
ends our Metrotham Con weekend.
Yep.
We had a super weekend. Just letting
Yay.
everybody know, don't expect any live streaming from me tomorrow. We're going to be doing live premieres of the videos that we recorded Saturday and Sunday.
Yay.
I'm taking a break tomorrow, but I will be in the chat for our premieres. So don't worry about that. But I'm not going to sit around and play video games and talk and do all that. I'm taking at least a day's break, and I probably might not be back until Tuesday night for the Infinity Flux Detective Comics 1000 party. So
Yay.
just give everybody a heads up. Don't expect a lot of content that's live. It's all going to be pre-recorded from Metrotham Con, and God knows we have plenty of it.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
We are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. And like I said, remember to drop by and see them if you're in the area Tuesday night for the Detective Comics 1000 midnight release party. We'll see everybody next week for the season finale. Remember, there will be no more Orville for 3 more weeks. Basically, after Walking Dead, we're going to have the finale next week. We're going to have like 2 more weeks of no TV. Then we're going to have the Orville on Thursday, and then the Game of Thrones premiere that Sunday. So that's what we're looking forward to. So we'll see everybody next Sunday night.
Yep. Mm-hmm.